Hello everyone, Patricia here. Seeing as my birthday is on the 11th of March, which is this week, and I'm turning 21, I thought let's just get some of the Harry Potter talk done, over with. Because otherwise I'm just going to keep mentioning it. I will probably continue mentioning it a little bit, but I'll try my hardest to start focusing on other things as well. So today I thought I would do the ultimate Harry Potter tag. I know that it's probably not ultimate in some other people's opinions, but I thought that I would do this tag. I found it online. I'll leave the credit and the link to it down below so you can do it and look around. I don't know who created it. I'm really sorry, and I know that I should know that. But any information I find about this tag I'll leave down below for you anyways, and I really hope that you enjoy this video. So let's get on with the first question. So my favorite Harry Potter book is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, although I have a hard time choosing a favorite, to be honest. So my least favorite book, this one was also pretty hard to choose because obviously it's very hard to choose a least favorite of a series you love that much. For this one, I'm gonna have to say Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I just think it dragged on a little bit much compared to all the others. I mean, they all have their own charm and they all have good qualities, but this one is the one I like the least. For this one, I wasn't quite sure which one I was going to choose because I really love the 8th movie and I really love the 6th movie. For this one, I'm going to have to say the 5th movie as well as the 5th book was the least favorite book, mainly because it's my least favorite book. Favorite quote. I'm going to have to read these aloud for you. "Oh, Professor, look! I think I've got an unexpected planet." "Oh, which one's that, Professor?" "It is Uranus, my dear." And then Ron goes, "Can I have a look at Uranus too, Lavender?" Definitely one of the moments where I laugh the most. I love that quote. And another one, which is also Ron, is where Hermione goes, "Ron, we're supposed to show the first years where to go." "Oh yeah," said Ron, who had obviously forgotten. Hey, you lot, midgets!" Ron, well they're twitchy. For this one, I had to choose the twins. I love them together. They are just great. They have some amazing quotes as well. I couldn't think of any while I was thinking of this video, but I love their personalities, and obviously everybody loves them to a certain extent, and I just think they're great. For this one, I have to go with either Hermione or Professor McGonagall, mainly because McGonagall is so sassy when she wants to be. And I love when she gets sassy. It just adds something extra to her, and she's already perfect, and then she goes and does that, and it's perfect and it's great. So I really love McGonagall, and Hermione's she's Hermione. I mean, a lot of people love her. She may not be everybody's favorite, but I've always really adored her character. For a favorite villain, I think I would probably choose Bellatrix Lestrange because she's just so intriguing, and I don't know what it is about her. There's just something about her that makes me like her and not like her at the same time. When it comes to favorite male character, I think my favorite is probably, obviously I love the twins, but I think having read them so many times now, Neville is definitely one of my favorites. I just love that he is so he's kind of a character where you look at him and you're kind of like, and then you see him develop, and he grows into the person that he grows into, and he just turns out to be so much greater than he ever thought he was going to be, and I think he's awesome. He's definitely my favorite if I can't choose the twins, but if I could choose all three, I would choose all three, obviously. I think my favorite professor would be either McGonagall, but I also really love Professor Lupin. She's a sass master, and he's just honestly, he is one of the better teachers they ever have. She's amazing, he's amazing. Can't choose one. That one's not easy. Okay, I think it's pretty easy. I can't even take a few pages of Lockhart in the books, or in the movie for that matter. It's worse in the books. So I'm definitely gonna have to say wash Snape's hair because I really can't stand Lockhart. I think we're gonna have to go with Lady Bellatrix because we all watched and read the last book and watched the last movie. You don't fuck with Molly Weasley. You really don't. So I wouldn't dare even go up against her. And even though Bellatrix is a lot more brutal in the way that what spell she uses, if you piss off Molly, it's worse than Bellatrix, 100%. So I'm gonna have to go with Bellatrix. For this one, I'm gonna have to go with the Hogwarts Express because it just seems like I love traveling on the train. I do it every single day for way too long. So I can imagine like that excitement building, and you're sitting with your friends and talking, and you can buy different sweets, and you can just in general, like you have like this amount of time before you get back to reality, and then you can just enjoy yourself. And I think that is one of the reasons I'd go on the Hogwarts Express, just because it seems more cozy, it seems easier, and the flying car has a lot of disadvantages. If, for example, the invisibility button doesn't work, I can't remember the exact word for it right now. I feel like a failure. So, definitely the Hogwarts Express. Either one is disturbing. But just because I hate Umbridge more than I hate Voldemort, I'm gonna have to say Kiss Voldemort. It's over way quicker, and it's just like, it doesn't specify if it has to be in the mouth or anything like that. It could be a quick peck on the cheek and then run for your life, or put on invisibility cloak, get the hell out of there. I would not even want to have Umbridge feel some kind of love or attention or anything like that. Like a bubble bath. No way. Don't like her. Well, seeing as I'm a biologist, or I'm studying to become a biologist, I think I'm gonna have to go with Hippogriff, also because I'm used to riding horses, so I feel like it's just a better fit. It makes more sense for me to choose that, although I'd love to fly on a flying broom. That would be amazing. But I think for the sake of my own safety, I would probably have to say Hippogriff. So for this one, I'm gonna have to go with Ginny. I just felt like Bonnie, I love Bonnie. She did a really good job, especially in the beginning of the series, the movie series. Or, yeah, the movie series. But I definitely prefer book Ginny to movie Ginny, because I just feel like she's more spunk, she's more sassy, she stands up for herself. And I feel like the way that they portrayed Harry and her relationship just was not the same as the books. So I just kind of feel like she was just more lovable in the books. I really do love her character too. But there was just it was missing from the movies, in my opinion. I felt like that part of her personality was very important and it wasn't portrayed. So as much as I love Bonnie, I'm gonna have to say Ginny. I don't know if I have to give an answer for this one, I'm gonna have to say Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and that's mainly because, not in a negative sense, because I really do like the book. I don't hate it whatsoever. It's just not my favorite of the series, and I feel like the movie kind of is over quicker. If I could choose none, then I would choose none. But if I have to choose one, that would be it. And that's mainly just because I feel like it doesn't drag on as much. For this one, a lot of people would probably say Richard Harris. I really like the way that he portrayed Dumbledore, and I honestly also like the way that Michael Gambon did. Because despite him playing him or acting differently, like Dumbledore acting differently than in the books, I still feel like it fit into the movie. It didn't ruin anything. Yes, he had more of a temper, and yeah, he was a little bit easier to like agitate and whatnot. But I still feel like it didn't matter to me when I watched the movies, because I kind of view them a bit separately. I see them as the same series, the same stories, but overall there are differences, and I acknowledge those, and I feel like he fit into the movies. He didn't fit the book description, but he still fit into the movies and the way that they have been created and the way that the story has been told. So honestly, I'm gonna have to say both. In my opinion, it has to be when they meet Neville in St. Mungo's, because it's just a really important scene that really shows the struggles that he actually goes through. You don't really understand how important he is to the story in the movies, obviously. So I wish in general details about him were included, but especially when you see him interact with his parents. I think that's a really important scene that should not have been cut out at all. I don't know for this one. I don't think I have an answer because obviously there are things you like and dislike about every movie if you compare them to the book. But in my opinion, I still feel like they kind of work. There are a lot of details missing from a lot of them, but I still feel like they're kind of, the books are extra information and the movies are just another thing where you have the majority but not every detail. So I kind of feel like the movies were decent as they were, but for this one I can't really give an answer because I don't know what I would change about them, in my honest opinion. Well, to be completely honest, I had absolutely no idea. I just wanted to be in Gryffindor, but I mean, as a lot of people do. But I think I was always between Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw, which I coincidentally also am when I take the tests. But I think I always kind of had a gut feeling I was one of those two. So I have been sorted 3 times on Pottermore, first at different times. And the first time I was sorted into Hufflepuff, then I was sorted into Ravenclaw, and then I was sorted into Hufflepuff again. And then I took an extra quiz where somebody had included every single question you can get for the sorting quiz and combined them into one, and then you could see what house you were from there. Obviously that one's not as official as the other one, but for that one I got Ravenclaw. So I've gotten Hufflepuff twice and Ravenclaw twice. So I have no idea what I am. I'm somewhere in between. I think charms or care of magical creatures, depending on the teacher maybe, would be 2 of my favorites, mainly because, as I've mentioned, I'm studying to become a biologist. Animals have always fascinated me, and then also because I think it would just be cool to know a bunch of different charms, and you know, it's a cool universe. Any of it would be cool, but like those 2 I think would be my 2 favorites. For this one I'm gonna have to say Accio, just because, I mean, first of all, I lose things constantly. Being able to just whip out my wand and be like, there it is, and then have it zoom towards me, fine. But I don't know, there are a lot of amazing spells that I would love to learn, but Accio is probably the most, like, a very useful one to know, just for general. I had to think about this one for a little while, and I think actually it would be between Neville and Hermione, just because I feel like I have a tendency to just kind of become friends with whoever doesn't already have a group of friends with them, and I feel like Ron, Harry, and Hermione, they kind of, or at least Harry and Ron, they were kind of combined already. Like they were together in the beginning, and Dean and Seamus were kind of together, and then Hermione kind of just jumped in, and the girls were also split up. So I feel like, because he's friends with all of them, but he doesn't have the same like spot in a group of friends as a lot of the others do. So I feel like he would be easy to become friends with, and Hermione is just because, I mean, I'm always like interested in getting to know people that are as smart and brainy as she is, just because I think it's so interesting to see how much a person can understand and learn in such a short amount of time. I'm gonna have to go with Hermione and say the invisibility cloak, because honestly the others, like the wand, cool, that is unbeatable, but that's not my purpose to learn magic, and the resurrection stone, I just feel like, don't touch what is dead. Like let that be. You can't do anything about that, and technically you're not really doing anything, even though you technically resurrect them, they don't belong there. So I kind of feel like the invisibility cloak is the most obvious answer in my opinion. Okay. I had to think about this one for a little while, and honestly, although there are some things that would maybe be better if you change them, I still feel like the story is as it is because of what she's added and the details that are in it. And I'm gonna have to say I don't want to change any aspect. Even though there are some minor things that would be better and such, I still feel like she did such a good job with the story, I wouldn't want to change it. Again, I have mentioned that I liked Lupin a lot. I'm gonna have to say that Moony is my favorite Marauder, just because, like, obviously they all have something to add to the group, although Pettigrew is a little bit more like, leave him down here. But I just prefer his character. I just prefer the way he acts, the way he is, his personality in general. I prefer Mooney 100%. As much as I love all the characters that have been killed off in the series, I will have to say Fred, because the twins, they have to be together, and it just breaks my heart whenever I read that. When you read the beginning and he's like, when I get married, nobody has to dress up like this. And whenever I read that sentence, I tear up just a tiny bit, because I'm like, you have no idea that that's not gonna happen. So obviously I'm gonna have to say the twins have to be reunited. It hurts too much that they're separated. I can't imagine it, and how hard it must be just to have your other half torn away from you. Well, I wouldn't want to kill and then put a part of my soul in some object, and because my purpose isn't to be able to live forever. I don't want to live forever at all. So I'm gonna have to say the Hallows for this one, just because, I mean, maybe Master of Death, but I wouldn't use them either way, but I prefer that over killing somebody in order to survive. So that was a really long tag. I really hope you stuck through to the ending. I would love to see you guys doing the tag, so you can comment down below saying if you've done it, or you can answer some of the questions if you don't want to do the whole tag. I know that it's a long one. It is the ultimate Harry Potter tag though, let's be real. So it has to be long. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I am really happy I've done this video. I was really excited to do it. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will like this video, and I hope you'll subscribe for more future content. The next video is also going to be Harry Potter related, just warning you now, because it's my birthday that I'm uploading on, so it's completely up to me what I want to post, and I want to post something Harry Potter related because I have to talk about it, because when I've talked about it, it's out there. Done. So that was all for today's video, and I will see you next time. Bye!